What the heck is an Aztec rooster? What the heck is an Aztec rooster, guys? I know if you clicked on this video, then you're probably here to find out a little bit more about this amazing bantam project that we got going on. But if you're new here, guys, please consider subscribing because we can't grow this family if it's not with your help. If you clicked on this video, then you're interested in learning more about what the heck is Aztec project. It is a breed that it is being treated as a project right now. Is not a breed that has been registered here in the United States. However, it is a breed that comes from our neighboring country in Mexico, and they are trying to work this project into being recognized as its own breed. As you can tell, many of you guys see this little guy and you automatically think that it looks like an Old English game bantam, but it's actually not. And I don't consider myself an expert, so first of all I want to clear that off the record. I am not an expert. However, I've come to love this bird quite a bit, and I am learning along the way, but I wanted to share with you guys what I've learned so far. And oftentimes this content comes to us in Spanish, and so I wanted to do a solid and give this content in English so that we can spread the word a little bit more about this amazing bird that people are working here in the United States. So without further ado, let's get started into what an Aztec rooster is. All right, guys, and today we're just going to cover what are some of the standards in a rooster that are being looked out for, that is considered within the standard of the Aztec breed, the Aztec project. I should refrain from calling it a breed because it's not a breed just yet. It is something that's being worked as a project at the moment, but I wanted to cover a couple things. I'm going to go ahead and put it up on the screen here so that you guys can see what I'm talking about as I start covering some of these things. Like I said, I'm not an expert, so I'm just going to cover a few basics that make the standard for an Aztec rooster. And so if you've seen a couple of different postings about Aztec roosters, it is very much related to the Old English bantam, the old Dutch, many breeds that people are working into this standard. And so I wanted to cover a couple basics so that way you're not fooled like I was fooled in the beginning, thinking that anything this size can be considered an Aztec rooster. So what you're looking for in this breed, right? First and foremost, we talk about the face. You want to make sure that it has a teardrop. So something that you'll see often, and you haven't done it on this little guy because he's still kind of young, is that they'll dock the comb. They'll cut that off, cut off the wattles, cut this off, and it looks a little more like a game rooster. However, what you're looking for is a teardrop face. So if you can see in the image here, they talk about a teardrop face, okay? So these are some of the standards that come directly from Mexico, which is why you see it in Spanish. I'm just trying to translate some of that knowledge, for some of our English speakers here in the United States. All right, guys, so something that's very important that you see on the image and that often gives you a lot of points when you go to an expo is the smoothness of the heckle. So the heckle is very important, that it transitions into the lower saddles and the upper saddles. And so you want to see a smooth transition in your birds, okay? So that's something that's very important in the Aztec that distinguishes this bird, is the amount of heckle that transitions smoothly into the saddles. Another thing, guys, that you'll notice is they want a breast. They want a well-formed breast that's compact and that it's well balanced to the body of the bird. And so they're looking for a well-balanced breast that is well balanced to the size of the bird. Probably one of the most important things that distinguishes this bird and that people are really looking for is really in the tail, guys. So in the tail, you have a couple different things that you want to look out for. First and foremost, we're looking for that 60 to 70 degree balance, and you're looking for an abundance at about 14 to 16 different feathers. So 8 on each side is what's typically preferred on these type of birds. So your main sickles, you never want them to kind of extend above the head of the rooster when it stands up straight. So your main sickles is something that's very important. You get deducted points if you're missing some main sickles. Your lower sickles are something that you want it to fan out, completely fan out, is what's really important in this breed. So another thing is that they're looking for symmetry. They want each side to kind of match up to one another, okay? So the symmetry is very important when you're picking out or you're considering raising this breed and getting it into an expo. One thing that's often being looked at in this type of breed is the upper and lower saddles. And so they want to see an abundance of upper and lower saddles that really just showcase the bird, the beauty of the bird. And so it's really important that you have an abundance of lower and upper saddles. Okay, so the wings, the main wings that you see, right? The wings, you want them at a 45-degree angle. It's very important that they stand with that 45-degree angle. Again, it's based off what I'm reading on this standard sheet. It is a project, so the project I think is still being worked out. There's still some differences because one thing that's very important for this standard, for it to be considered what is an Azteca project standard, is the leg size. So the leg size is very important. Right now, they're considering a 4.6, 4.7 centimeters on the rooster leg size. And so that's very important that you maintain that leg size. But you really want to make sure that you have a very proportionate bird to what you're breeding. And the last thing I'm gonna talk about on this bird, because we do breed a lot of different birds, but I just wanted to touch base on this specific breed because we are working this project as well. And people have asked me what type of birds those are. And it's become very difficult for us to explain that it is a project bird, project that is becoming a breed. And so the weight on these birds is very important. So for you to be considered to have a Class A rooster in this project breed, you really want it to maintain between 350 grams and under. And so that's what takes the amount of your time to make sure they have the proper nutrition to maintain that weight. So that's very important in this type of rooster. So guys, what's really neat about this bird is that they come in all colorings. Here at the Ranchito J&E, we're only working a few different colorings of this project, and that's because we also focus on other breeds, but right now we're focusing on our fawn silvers. We're also going to focus on our dominoes, and as you can see, we're focusing on some of these what we would consider the BB Reds of the world. I guess I should say we're also going to work the color lemon blue. So that's also something that we're working on for this year. All right, guys, and it goes without saying, by no means are we experts in this project. However, we have started working it. We have started acquaintancing ourselves with people who are a little more familiar with it from the standard, people who are working it in Mexico, who are really trying really hard to make this more of a standard, more of a breed, recognized breed. If it'll get there, we don't know yet. It's been being worked, for many years. And as you guys know, to work a breed, it takes forever to try to get that breed under control and registered. So we just want to share with you guys what we know. And so if we're wrong, if we're mistaken, if you guys know a little bit more, we invite you to tell us in the comments. Don't hesitate to educate us, because like I said, we're just learning about this breed as we go. But we wanted to share with you something that I found useful, which was that diagram, to really focus in on what we're looking for. Now, there is an explanation as to all the colorings. They're a little different than what we normally in the United States will equate to some of these colorings that you'll see. And so it's just a little different, getting used to some of those colorings. And I think it's important that we recognize, true colors. And if you go to some of the expos, you'll start seeing some of these fantasy colors that they also, put out in the exposition. But I hope that was helpful, guys. I don't want to end the video there. I really wanted to go show you guys. We're about to put some of the eggs from our incubator. I wanted to show you guys our incubator that we use here. So let's go ahead and do that. Well, before we go inside, I do want to take a moment and show you guys what just came in the mail. We, have been going through feed just quite too often here with our little bantams. I just figured that, we're wasting a lot of feed, and so did a little bit of research, figured out that, hey, you know what? We can crack stuff down and grind it down a little bit more. And so we reached out. By no means is this video sponsored. We simply ordered this feed grinder directly from Right Farm Products out in Texas. And so I want to go ahead and unbox it with you guys, maybe test it out a little later in the video. But I wanted to give you guys my honest opinion when I unboxed it for you. All right, guys, honest opinion right off the bat. We just love supporting local companies, and so this is one that we found that seemed to be a smaller shop. Really don't know much about them, didn't do my research, but I saw that they had a grinder specifically for chickens, and so we figured that we'll shoot the shot with one of these. It's very important that obviously you get something that's going to work for you, and so we decided, let's invest in the long run, so that way we have it for a longer period of time, and it helps us as we start growing this operation. So this is something that came with actually a tub, and so that was something that was very important because I obviously don't want to do this every single day, and so if I can just do this maybe for like a week or two at a time, that would just be perfect for this operation. And so it's packaged really well. I was actually curious how they would send the whole thing. Looks like we got some styrofoam that's holding it all together. I'm just gonna pick it right up, so hopefully nothing falls out or I don't break anything. But you can see it's a pretty big tub. I think that's gonna fit quite a bit of chicken feed. For our little operation, this is more than enough. This is 60 liters. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me raise it for a little bit, but it's 60 liters, and it comes with a nice top grinder. It comes with all the plates that you need, which is important to get it to the exact size that you're looking for. Comes with some tools, and it's a pretty simple tool, guys. Pretty simple operation, if you were to ask me. This sits right on top here. The only thing I wish it had was a lid for that 60-gallon tub, but like I said, more than enough because we can actually transfer that right on over. It clips right to it, and it's actually set up so that it's ready to go. Has your instructions on the side, so let's go ahead and give it a whirl and see how it does. So we just came into our little hatching room because it's time to move some of our eggs. We actually just invested in this new incubator off of Hatching Time. So shout out to them. It's been working great for us. Hopefully it continues to do so. This is not sponsored, but highly recommend investing, especially if you want to continue to grow some chicks out. We are by no means a large hatchery, nor do we do this for a business. But we do like our show chickens, and so we wanted to invest in something that's a little nicer, that maintains the humidity. Like I said, we're in Arizona, so it maintains the humidity a lot easier for us. It has different functions. I actually think I put a video up. If not, maybe I'll put one in the future. But today is day 18, which means day 18 we move him into what is the hatcher. So the cool thing about this incubator is they have different size hatchers, so small, medium, and large. The great thing about this is you're able to kind of divide the eggs that you need to divide. So because we breed different breeds, because we hatch different breeds, I should say, it's very important that we quickly identify those. Otherwise, some of those breeds that we have, you have to wait till they grow up and to be able to identify those. Easier for us now to just kind of divide. Sometimes we don't have that many eggs for a specific pair or trio. Sometimes we have a little bit more, or sometimes we just have our egg layers that we want to hatch. So a little bit of that. So let's go ahead and move some of the eggs into the hatchers, and I'll show you how we do that. And like it's custom here at the ranchito, we, for whatever reason, lost the audio to this clip, but you can see me just pointing out the different size baskets that we're using. What happened here is I had ordered baskets from Hatching Time. You can see the smaller ones inside the medium size one, and we had to do this because it wasn't fitting on the racks, and so maybe we're doing it wrong. So if you have this incubator, you have these baskets, and we're doing it wrong, please let us know in the comments. This is the first time we invest in something like this, and so we want to make sure we get it right for the future. Hopefully it pays off. I have high hopes for this incubator, and so I'm hoping that we have some high yields, high percentages in our hatching rates. So you can see me here, I'm just going to take those eggs. It makes it a lot easier to divide, especially if you're raising different breeds. It makes it so that you can just separate those in the hatchers, and that way later on you're not scrambling trying to figure out which eggs hatch, which didn't hatch. I think this is a great idea, but you can see us just kind of placing some of those in the hatcher, and so that's all we did here. Alright guys, well I really hope you enjoyed that content. I hope we did the Azteca project a justice. It is a very beautiful bird that we really enjoy raising here. It's a Bantam breed, and so it fits right in with our little farm here. As you know, we raise miniatures, and as you can see here, it is a rainy day, and so the girls are hating it right now, and so they're here spending some time with them. But I really hope you enjoyed that video, guys. Please don't hesitate to give it a thumbs up, share it, so that more people can join this channel, so that we can grow this channel, grow this family, grow the knowledge, because we're learning as we go. We are by far experts in any of these things that we do here at the little farm, and so we want to share that with you guys, and hopefully you tag along as we go on this journey. So like I said, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Please share this video, give it a thumbs up, comment in the sections what you want to see next. Let us know what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong. Appreciate it. We read all those comments, guys, and so we'll see you on the next video. Until next time, all right guys, take it easy.